You're taking a live look at the United Nations now, where the Security Council getting ready to vote on a resolution condemning Russia's attack on Ukraine. And this as new sanctions were imposed today directly on Vladimir Putin himself. The U.S. now joining the U.K. and the European Union in authorizing sanctions to freeze Putin's assets, as well as those of his foreign minister. Correspondent Kelly Meyer is live for us in Washington. So, Kelly, of course, the big question in all of this, will these new sanctions stop Putin?
And Nichole, that really remains to be seen. That's still the big question right now. The U.S., the U.K. allies issuing sanctions against Russian banks, members of Putin's inner circle all week. But this is the first time we are seeing the U.S., the U.K. and the EU all hit the Russian leader himself, moving to freeze not only his assets, but the assets of his right-hand man, Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov. And we also are hearing that the UK, the EU, they're also moving to freeze him here. And we're also heard from the White House press secretary today on this, as she heard from the president issuing this just within the hour.
The United States will join them in sanctioning President Putin and Foreign Minister Lavrov and members of the Russian National Security Team. I expect we'll have more specific.
And Biden meeting with members of the NATO alliance, calling this moment the, quote, gravest threat to Euro-Atlantic security in decades. And for the first time in its history, as a collective defensive against Russia's continued assault on Ukraine, activating its 40,000 strong response force, including 8,500 U.S. troops already on standby to leave their bases in the United States at a moment's notice. And as the group of the 30 leaders continued to show today a unified front against Putin, saying, quote, in a joint statement, freedom will always win over oppression. The group pledging to continuing to provide political and practical support to Ukraine while urging Russia to immediately end its military operation. Remember, since Ukraine is not a member of the NATO alliance, they don't have an ironclad agreement to go in and defend the country militarily, but NATO will continue to provide defensive equipment and are hitting Russia financially. One major move the West has so far been reluctant to use is throwing Russia out of SWIFT, the platform banks and financial firms around the world that they use to do business. Blocking Russia from SWIFT could also cut the country out of the international finance. That could also harm American and Western economies. President Biden says the measures he's already imposed go further than SWIFT, but that reluctance has brought criticism. And today the EU says that option is still on the table here. Today, President Biden spoke with Ukrainian President Zelensky about more support from the West. This, as Zelensky is telling European leaders today, he is target number one on Russia's list of enemies. Today, the Kremlin saying Russia is ready to send a delegation to Belarus for talks with Ukrainian officials. Ukraine also was talking with Russia, saying they may be open to this. But this all as Moscow continues to move its forces in Ukraine. We are hearing that there have been more air raids just within the past hour over the capital city of Kyiv.
Yeah, that certainly does continue. Kelly Meyer, thank you. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.